Good evening, y'all. My name is George. This show is Don't Panic Flip. And what do we got here? We got Razor, we got Dom Hanks, Ferret Fawcett, Method Own. Welcome. And anyone else who might be out there, happy Tuesday. Man, it's been a week already. I hope everybody else has had a fantastic week. One without issues. One that just is flowing. Oh, cool. Word of the day. Dulcifluously. There you go. I hope everyone's week is just cool. And you could describe it with the word dulcifluous, which is actually really hard to say. And it's going to get harder because to help with the kind of week it's been, I have two drinks that Jay-Z made me. Jay-Z's back from California. On one side, we have a gin and tonic. Looks awesome. I'm going to taste it really quick. It is awesome. And then on the other, we have this fantastic 10-year-old Whistle Pig. There you go. So we'll sip that as well, just to get a feel, right? God, I don't think that's Whistle Pig. That's still a very good whiskey. Higher Peanut, welcome to the stream.
God, I don't care.
Behind me, we have, as now I feel like always, my brother, who we have to highlight. He was a little miffed somewhat recently that I had a stream where he wasn't visible. We are playing some X-Men this evening. Allow myself to introduce myself. I talked myself into a corner there. Allow me to show off what that beautiful I say that pointing over there at the television. I mean the game that's right in front of me. Show off this just gorgeous playfield. What does that look like? Does it look as cool to you guys as it does to me? Hollywood, welcome. What did I have for dinner? I wish I was playing Manu's food porn moment with the cool music in the background. I could put on cool music, but it's just not going to be the same. Also, I have a feeling the music is going to be a little quiet. We may have to fix that really quick. Yeah, it's quiet to me. Yeah. Anyway, this is a nice playfield. I like it. This game is gone on Saturday. MJ is now going to rent this for a few months from a fantastic collector. We've had Man Adams or Dan on stream.
Yada.
Dice, welcome. What do you think the odds are of Stern doing a Fantastic Four pin? Did a Fantastic Four trailer drop? I did not know. But you know what? Dice, you dropped off of Twitch for a while. I deleted all social media off of my phone. Since then, I've read 3 books, I'll have you know. So I feel like it's had a really positive impact. I also know what both the housing market in Fort Collins looks like again, and I know about every pinball machine that's up for sale nationwide. Blue hat wearing penguin. Hey man, since you're an IT guy, what are your thoughts on AdGuard? My family want me to do it. Blue hat wearing penguin, I don't know what AdGuard is. Just double checking the memory banks. I got nothing. That's not ringing any bells. Yeah, you're gonna have to feed me some information about AdGuard. Maybe it's just something I need to learn more about. Dice is cautiously optimistic about Fantastic Four. Eddie from Stranger Things is playing the Human Torch, and Pedro Pascal. Oh my God, Pedro Pascal is the perfect Mr. Fantastic. It's like U-Block Origin, but older. I'm guessing it's some sort of anonymizing VPN. Oh, ad block with a paid service. No, I'm not a fan of. I don't run any non-standard virus software. I don't run ad blockers. I just don't go to bad websites. That's my. And if I was gonna go to websites that were ever iffy or could potentially install something, I would do it only from like a VM or something on the machine. Plus a DNS wall. Looks to be an ad block with paid service. Nothing uBlock isn't doing for free, I think. Hollywood Polo, the more you know. plus a DNS wall. Okay, walk me through what's a DNS wall. DNS, by the way, for everyone else, domain name service is a lookup. There's a certain number of what we call name servers out there on the internet, and DNS is the service that converts human-readable, let's say, website names into IP addresses. Remember, the internet is not some place way off in the clouds. It's just a whole bunch of computers connected via networking. And the way we find places on the internet is via IP addressing. But IP addresses, like, you're watching me and I'm on the internet, and it wouldn't make sense to go to 10.22.225.79. You wouldn't remember that. You know to go to twitch.com, and from there you can look up different addresses, and people push out content to Twitch, and they end up restreaming it out to everyone. And if you're a partner, they end up actually adjusting the size more appropriately to different media consuming devices, which is your transcoding, I think is what that word is. I'm going really far in depth. You just wanted to know, or we wanted to know about DNS, but DNS does the conversion of human readable name to IP address. And what sucks is it's highly susceptible, the system we've built, to denial of service attacks. So on the internet, if you take down any of the primary name servers, man, none of that happens. Suddenly DNS stops working because of the replication service we have and how we use DNS today. So now catching back up with chat, a DNS wall, they changed the DNS to some random with their VPN. I rather trust Proton. Got it. So some sort of randomizing ability. That probably went way too in depth on what DNS is for everyone, but I started out when you said IT guy, blue hat wearing penguin. I started out as a networking engineer. So A+ certification, Net Plus certification. Got a job where my office was under stairs in a closet, totally a Harry Potter situation. And my job was a network administrator for a growing company. And then from there, it just all went uphill, downhill, whatever you want to call it. So ads are more virus-laden than anything you'll find on a bad website these days. Good point. That wasn't a good sound. QDL, welcome. Not too in-depth for me. I like learning new things. QDL, I like talking and explaining things. It's not a place Al Gore created in his basement. Surprisingly, actually, I don't know enough about what Al Gore did to create the internet. Feel like that was an interesting statement. I imagine it's wildly not true, but he probably was more involved than people give him credit for. It was nice of you to put a scarf on Kyle since he's only wearing a t-shirt and shorts. I know, and he's in the garage. I have to turn the heater on to get it up to 70 degrees in here. Blue hat, I'm a web designer. It's taking forever on back-end apps for a client right now. Yeah, that's my big problem with any kind of VPN or anonymizer tech is that it is redirecting your signal elsewhere. Now, sometimes that's worth it. And if you go with a paid service, the expectation is that the delay is minimal, but otherwise it's not, and it can be real problematic. Pulp Fiction, Zach Many from Flippin' Out Pinball hit me up this morning to let me know Pulp Fiction is shipping out. I should get a call to coordinate drop-off either later this week or it would be early next week. So I will have Pulp Fiction in-house. XMEN is leaving. What is replacing XMEN? Once again, super cool local collector, has a bunch of games, is struggling with more games, I think, that he has places to put them. And he put a 007 LE up for sale. And I let him know, and I'm like, hey, if nobody's interested, you know, I'd rent it from you. I'd love to get another Bond in here, especially since the code has come so much further. So I got a very quick response back with, do you just want to do a temp trade after you've had some time on Pulp Fiction? So we've got Pulp Fiction coming in, eventually 007 LE. Metallica is going back this weekend, and I'm pulling in John Wick. So X-Men, Metallica leaving, Pulp Fiction, Bond, and John Wick are making their way in. I'm super excited for what the pinball sitch is going to be looking like very soon. Okay, so Zach Meny of Flippin' Out Pinball, who you can call at 812-457-9711 late at night and on weekends for all your new in-box and used pinball arcade game needs. That Zach Meny? Yes, that Zach Meny, Dice. Y'all, that is actually Zach's cell phone. You can call him right now and just let him know that you were watching Don't Panic Flip and George said to call his cell phone at night and on weekends. I would love it if Zach one day is like, do you know how many times I get called late at night and on weekends being told that just George told me to go do that? That was fun. And Dom, yes, I think it's gonna be fun. We've thrown down, we've had a really good time on XMEN. Now that it's leaving, I think let's throw down on it on Tuesday and Thursday this week and you know, get it all in. It's still pretty early on code. We know with code upgrades, I think this could be a fantastic game. Like, the layout is a lot of fun, but until we get those code upgrades, until we get them, I feel like we've done all the things. We've done all the stuff on this. But now we're gonna do it again. We're gonna have some fun with it. Gotta nail down the whole sound thing right now. We got to get the sound up to an appropriate level. That's very quiet. I doubt you guys can even hear the music. Let's see. Oh yeah, we've got lots of new music here. I'm excited. This is exciting. Hey, come on, music. You got to get to a place where I can judge how loud you are. Okay, yeah. Maybe a little bit louder. What do you guys think? A little bit louder? How's that? Is that this should be a good volume. Dice says that's a good volume. Excellent, thank you. All right, we're gonna go back. So ready, so ready, so I don't know, I can't say that word. Voluminous? Voluminous? Yeah, I think voluminous. I can't do it. All right, right flipper does the right flipper, left flipper. Yep, you can see, definitely does the left flipper. Let's do the thing. We're gonna get that back. That's fine. So, I really do just want to kind of find the shots right now. I know we can focus on trying to make it through all the modes again and getting into Senator Kelly. I don't think Master Mold is in the game yet. And there really is still, I think at this point, no reason to do anything in the future. I think it's like the goal of the future is to get out of the future. What do we need here? We need that shot. Nope, too much. Okay. I always forget about that leftmost flipper. I'm just so used to no other game having it. Yeah. Does this pin have the plunge? Yes, it does. Dom Hanks. This one does. It plunges maybe successfully 25% of the time. Now, if you hit it, I think it gets there every time. And it seems to auto plunge just fine.
You know what the difference is between you and me?
That is Ghost Flipper.
I make this look good.
Ghost Flipper making this look good. Welcome. That is sad for such an expensive thing. Method Own wanting to know what qualifies an extra ball. That is a really good question. I know you collect it on the right in lane. I don't, off the top of my head, know what what makes you eligible for an extra ball. Yeah, that sucks. What was that? And somebody just did. Oh, Razor redeemed increased the level. Look at you, Razor. Thank you. Is that going to be enough? Nope, not quite. I think we're a couple of chats away. Mission completion. Completing a set number of missions is the primary way to qualify for extra ball. In-lane indicator. Once qualified, the extra ball will be lit on the right in-lane, progressing through Razor doing it again. Here we go. I think level 2 incoming. Not good. Oh, no! Darn it. Oh, sorry, it's 250. One more chat should do it. I thought it was 150 for some reason. Perfect, perfect. That should do it. Survey says it didn't get one of it. There it is. I'm gonna use my swear word for the night, but my shit always works sometimes, right? I'm sorry, Razor. It's like I got you to spend all those points, and we were still short just a couple of XP. But welcome to Vaporwave level 2. And we're getting that back. But like that's the thing, there's a spinner there, and I really want to hit the spinner. Like I want to hit the spinner in the danger room, but what does it do for me? Like no one wants a spinner to not do anything ever. I get lighting it up, but like it is dangerous to hit that spinner. If I hit the spinner, I want it to be significant. That is also, I'm not whining. I mean, it sounds like I'm whining because I am whining, but I'm not really whining. That's what I'm talking about when I say the code has to get there, because there's so much potential. I want to be reinforced and provided like the carrot to play over here on the left side. Like high risk, high reward. It's a dangerous area. Easy peasy, lemon squeezy. I love comboing shots on this game more than any other. Methadone. Just the playfield and how it shoots, this knocks it out of the park, which is why once again, if I believed that the code, like if I knew for a fact that the code was gonna make this game insanely cool, I think this would be a must own. Like I really, really enjoy it, but it's just not there yet. And I know as someone who has purchased many pinball machines, I don't take those chances anymore. Uh-oh. Oh! All the way around. Ripping the spinner is a scoring boost to modes and multi-ball. But Higher Pina, is that really engaging me? Like that's it? It's just scoring boosts? All right. We did not finish that mode. That's funny. I feel like we nailed the hell out of that mode. Wow, those... Man, I'm really trying. Darn it. No, no, no. Oh, no. We're cool. We're cool. What does this red button do? Oh, yeah.
I think I almost lost my mind again.
Hey, we got our extra ball.
I think I almost lost my mind again.
Hey, we qualified another extra ball. Wow. And then, oh my God, we almost popped up the other side there. That was great. Okay, so catching back up. How that pickup line on a scale from 1 to 10 worked, George? Hey, ladies. I don't mean to brag, but my shit works most of the time. I bet the ladies at tech conferences can't keep their hands off of you. Dice, that's true statement right there. Basically, if you do all the Danger Room features in 3 increasing levels, you get more points, but it doesn't do much else yet. Okay, cool. Higher peanut. I like that. And that aligns with where I feel like the game is. We're just not there yet. What is the last Stern game with completed code that sucked? Even Zeppelin had good code. Hold on. It's not, I said sucked. Maybe that's an incorrect word. In fact, I'm gonna double back. I'm gonna say that was inaccurate. I think you're right, Methadone. I don't know that any of it sucks. Munsters would have been the one that probably sucks. Alan, welcome. It's, for example, Foo Fighters is not a long... I wouldn't want to own Foo Fighters long term. It was nice, that's a perfect rental, because there's just not a ton of depth to the game. If I had a location, I think I'd love it. I think that Foo Fighters is I haven't seen it pushed hard in tournaments, but with the new comboing system, I'd imagine it's one of those games that you probably want in tournaments. But for home, when we had it at the end, even though I kept losing on the last couple of shots and I didn't beat it, we got there really frequently. It was every night we played it, we would have at least one game where we would get to the end game style wizard mode, as opposed to Jurassic Park, where we get really close to the wizard mode or hit the wizard mode, but I've never made it to the ultimate wizard mode. So that's that chasing one where I'm gonna get Jurassic Park back at some point and take a real try at trying to get to When Dinosaurs Roamed the Earth. Catching back up. What is the last Methadone? Sorry, before I catch up on chat, Methadone. I hope I cleared my bad name, or I didn't dishonor Stern incorrectly or impugned their coding name. I don't feel like they don't write bad code, but if I'm gonna invest in a game, I want it to be the kind of game I'm gonna own for a while, and I'm concerned at this point that XMEN may not be that long-term owner that's gonna keep me coming back time and time again and buy it, sell it, lose it, and buy it again kind of a situation where I'm chasing it for a while and it's gonna be another Foo Fighters, or in this case, I didn't think it was gonna be that way, but a Metallica or something where makes a lot of sense on location, maybe not so much in the home collection. Okay, now I'm catching up. Yeah, no cool modes for risking it, just scoring passive. Munsters, Higher Peanut jumped on Munsters as well. The last completed code game that sucked rhymes with Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles. Now, I'm opinionated there. Because I like turtles. I like the theme. It's kind of fun. Eligos dropped 500 XP to up that level. Is it going to be enough? I think that's going to be enough. I think 750 was the next. Survey says. Did it. I kind of totally spaced. Oh, I like TMNT for progression. I understand on location or in tournaments, it's all about the 2x and a multi-ball. I get it. There's not a lot else going on there. But I kind of like the game, and if you can find one that works, you can flow the hell out of that game, despite the fact that it is very brutal. I understand why people hate that game, though. Alan says, I agree. I mean, take a look at Bond. People poo-pooed on the game when it first came out, but the shots were there and the game turned around. That's what I would hope, right? Guardians of the Galaxy got poo-pooed heavily because the code was so awful when they put it out, and the code is really enjoyable still to this day. Alan says, I love Foo, but I get tired of hearing Foo Fighters. I'd rather listen to Nirvana. Good evening, Eligos. Welcome. Dirty Pool Pinball, good evening. Hi. Oh, yeah. Hey, new look and feel. Level 3, we're there. I'm going to switch it back to this scene.
I'm not even supposed to be here today.
We're going to get caught up. People poo-pooed on Bond when it first came out. George was in my neck of the woods when he got to see me first put my hands on it. I recall we liked it. We did. I like shooting Bond. In fact, I liked it so much, we're getting Bond back in the house for a little bit. I'm excited to get it back in. I love Bond. Still do. That game is fun to shoot, like Deadpool. Deadpool's a perfect, what I was getting at there. Deadpool is a fantastic game. I don't want to own it because there's not enough depth to the game. And I really don't, right now, I would say I don't like playing games where I won't continue playing a game trying to put up bigger and bigger scores. Like my hope when I play games is to see all the cool code that somebody put into it. That I want to, it's been 6 or 7 years of playing pinball, and I have yet to really want to get into scoring. That said, the closest I ever got, I feel like was, man, what game did we have in here where I feel like we were talking about it was really fun to try and put up big scores. I don't remember what it was, but there was a recent game where I'm like, this game is making me want to put up good scores. And then, of course, something like Stars, right? Like, I really enjoy playing Stars. And Scores is just a reflection of how well I played it, but it's so brutal. I don't know what to do with that information. I feel like I, once again, talked myself into a corner there. So, Bond was rough. On release, says Higher Peanut, the best strat was to hit the pops, and modes and multi-balls weren't allowed to stack. Yep, it's so much better now. Yeah, the stacking was really messed up. I'm thinking odds are pretty good Gomez won't let the code be crap, but yeah, very few game codes are Elwyn depth. Yep, like that's what it comes down to. Stranger Things, we owned that once, and then we brought it back in and rented it, and finally got through to the snowball on Stranger Things, and I don't know that it's not deep enough. And it's not just because we got there. Like, I think all the time about pulling Rush back in. I think we just had a really good game one night, and that's how we got to 21-12. Because I think about Rush all the time. Oh, I think it's Rush. I really like playing Rush. Like that, every mode is so unique, and the scoring is so unique on each and how you can boost it. I would say maybe Rush. I think Rush is that game. The question is, we have to do something about the art. We need a Flintstones level sticker that just covers up the middle of the playfield in Rush, and I think that game suddenly becomes top 10. I think that is the only thing holding that game back. Like the modes in TMNT, but yeah, it has some code issues. Methadone, yep, I agree. You could offer me a Guardians of the Galaxy for free, and I'd still say no, says Dice. Guardians is fun. It's a fun shooter. It's Metallica, but Guardians themed. Especially if you get the really cool code from the guy on Pinside, where it incorporates the actual callouts. Pinjamin, welcome to the stream. Hello. Tonight we are, I don't know, we're chatting about stuff. Hey, Pax, welcome to the stream. Coming over from Kick. So Dirty Pool says the geometry on the shots on Wick are not good. I don't think there's anything that can save that with code. So Dirty Pool Pinball, I'm pulling Wick in, and I'm excited. And hopefully I get to feel one way or the, I mean, obviously I hope it's a fun game, and I'll end up having it for probably 3 months. And I really hope we get to see all of the code. I hope it's not that the geometry sucks. Now, I've put a good amount of games, I had like 20 or 30, on Wick, and it felt really simple. It didn't feel like the geometry was off. But then again, maybe that was the game I played, and until you get it in-house and you put like 100 games on it, do you really know? You really, can you get a good feel for it? Restream bot, welcome to the stream. Guardians of the Galaxy is Metallica. Just get Metallica remastered and you're solid. Like that? Get Metallica That's interesting. What is a more difficult game? Both of them, I would say, are kind of shallower on rule sets. Guardians took me longer to get there, but I feel like my pinball skills have improved since we had Guardians last, which was like a year and a half ago. So I want to say Guardians has a little bit more depth to it in terms of progression. But Remastered is just such a fantastic game, and the addition of Blackened really alleviates some of the wood choppiness of it. So I don't know, I feel like that's a good statement right there. I think I'd be okay with Metallica Remastered over Guardians of the Galaxy. That said, I still like Guardians. Bond is a game I loved when I got it for like 2 weeks. Now I'm less compelled to press start. No idea why. Benjamin, that's interesting. Could it be the fact that in order to beat the game, you have to go through 33 different modes? Like, is that so... It's so massive, and you'd have to put up an hour and a half to a 2-hour game, and the likelihood of ever doing it is kind of makes it difficult to even start in the first place. Hey, don't panic. We're a new channel doing Lord of the Rings Valinor runs, currently waiting for D&D to arrive. God, I want to play some D&D. How'd you get listed on the Pinball Network? Slew of great channels on there. Dirty Pool Pinball. If you're interested in joining the Pinball Network, you should send an email to, I think it's the Pinball Network at gmail.com. And there's a group of a few people who go through requests, run evaluations, and you can get pulled into the Pinball Network. It's that simple. And Pinball Mafia, Alan saying, I'm loving Wick. That's one of my go-to games at the local arcade right now. Makes sense. I wonder, Alan, is that what's the word I'm looking for? Are you still in the honeymoon phase of the game? Is that the reason it's your go-to right now, or is it that you're genuinely liking it? Dirty Pool, I've never had a good game. I think the rejection speed on it has one thing. There's a lot. Like, if you miss a shot and it rejects immediately down the middle, that can always be frustrating. I feel like I got the crap beat out of me by Total Nuclear Annihilation, and I'm just okay with that. Between that and the pro version of Black Knight, Sword of Rage, it's a lot of shots that you have to hit like right here. You flippers here, shot here, and there's just no time to react sometimes. So you go through the frustration. It's kind of like what's that song? I would walk 500 miles when the tape is stuck in the dude's car, and he's like, wait, it'll come back around. I feel like that's what TNA does. You just gotta get through the frustration every once in a while, and it'll come back around, and the music hits you again. You're like, it's a really cool game. This is fun. I know, and also that's another one where I've made it to the 9th reactor, but I never beat the 9th reactor, so it's on there for me as like I didn't quite get the achievement, so I want to get TNA again. Alan saying Rush is gold. That game is butter. Now, I haven't spent any time on the pro version of Rush. So, what do you think? Can you get away with the pro version, or is the premium needed? The LE is gorgeous, and I had it for a while, but I just don't like the middle of the playfield. We need a sticker. I'm sad that my local place dumped their Wick. The code's got to come along eventually, and I like the layout. Okay, so we got some people who are appreciating Wick. That's great. That helps, because I'm hoping to bring it back on Sunday night. So would you say that Stern Insider Connected is an entirely secondary feature compared to base gameplay layout, in your opinion? I mean, yeah, if you don't own the game, the leaderboards are entirely for location owners to keep people dropping quarters, but I love the achievement system. Dice, excellent question. And I'm really interested. I know I'm so far behind on chat. I got like a whole other page. But I'm interested, y'all, on what you think about the achievement system, because Stern is obviously putting a lot of effort into it, and I think people like it, and I'm probably just weird in this regard because I personally care about achievements. Like I want to show that I want to record videos of me beating every game and like put them up like a trophy somewhere and just have it playing on repeat. Like that's all I want. I want to say like, you know, I beat XMEN, I beat Rush, I beat this game, I beat Metallica Remastered. Like I want those achievements, but the achievements being stored on Stern's server and I have to go log in with an app to see what achievements I've gotten. I don't know why that, it's weird. I don't know why that doesn't do anything for me. So to answer your question, Dice, it doesn't do anything for me. But the Dirty Pool Pinball throwing a sub. Thank you, Dirty Pool. My hat's off to you. What's that doing for XP? Is that gonna get us to level 4 in the extra camera? Welcome to level 4, y'all.
Turn down for what?
I just got to give it a sec. Are we lined up? I feel like I got to go a little bit like that. Maybe a little bit more. There we go. Is that, why is it just moving? Like, oh, that's why. This way. There we go. Okay. I got to catch up. I'd say it's secondary at the moment. With D&D, they're looking to do more with IC, and I really want to see where they go with that. So, yeah, historically, I think it's been just okay. But now that I've beaten Metallica Remastered logged in, anywhere I go, I do get something cool. It's an achievement. Hold on, we gotta... It's almost done. We're almost done. Okay. So, benefit to IC now with Remastered. Anywhere I go... We did it, folks. We're at level 5. Anywhere I go, I now have access to End of the Line, the song. That is awesome. That makes me want Insider Connected and an account, because anywhere I go, I get to bring that achievement with me. I don't really, because I didn't care about the levels and I didn't want to beat the game with levels, I just wanted to open up the characters in Venom and then actually beat the game without using without coming in with levels. I wanted to go through and hit like Klingon or whatever it is, multi-ball. The levels didn't do anything for me there, but D&D might be different. I don't know enough about what they're going to do there, so that might be another opportunity for IC to really shine. I do feel a little bit like only Dwight is really trying to use the power of IC and embed it into the game in some way. Like XMEN doesn't really have that in any kind of a way. Metallica does now with the song, but Jaws doesn't really have. You don't get to. There's nothing stored on the server that when you come back in somehow impacts the game, and I don't know that it needs it. But Dwight, I feel like, is the only one that's like building games around the idea of storing data. There's Manu. I'm so far behind on chat right now. I'm sorry, y'all. We're taking forever to get caught up. And I like that. I love the innovation that's coming out of Dwight with IC. It just hasn't clicked yet for me. But I feel like it's just, you give it another. Maybe it's D&D. Maybe it's the next game after that where it's suddenly going to be like this justifies IC and, you know, screw the achievements. Like I love this component of the game. I really hope it's D&D because I love Dungeons and Dragons. Abracadabra, toggle Ghost Flipper mode. Ghost Flipper, thank you. I'm so pumped for D&D. I still play D&D. I do too. So it's still relevant in my eyes. Dwight is also a board gamer, so I know this is going to be his baby. Can't wait to play one. I'm in the same boat. It's fun. D&D is great. We played it a ton at Ace Goji. Awesome. Thank you for the info. We're focusing on super high quality streams, video and audio. Love the quality of yours. Dirty Pool, thank you. I appreciate the compliment. No digging the challenge. No, I'm digging the challenge. I like the flow. So this is in reference to John Wick. I'm so sorry. We're so getting caught up on chat here. The 2x playfield lightout mode adds more to the game. Alan does appreciate brutal games like Black Knight Sword of Rage. I do too. I mean, that's why I have Stars over there. I feel like Stars is maybe one of the more brutal games out there. And I love it because it keeps me coming back. Ghostbusters keeps me coming back right up until it like punches you while you're already down. And then I don't want to see the game for 6 months. I'm so freaking happy that Benson Boone is blowing the F up right now. Magnificent pop songwriting. Dice, I don't know who that is. You might have to link me because that name sounds familiar. Oh, he had the number 1 or the number 2 song on Spotify in 2024, right? It was the, it was the song that was just playing.
It's a brand new day.
Okay, well, it's not this, but it was the song that was just playing somewhat recently. I know the song. You said the name, the song popped in my head, so I'm fairly certain I know who it is. The Pro Rush Dead End is dangerous. I'm okay with dangerous if it doesn't take like too much away from the game. Awesome. Dirty Pool just pinged the network Gmail. Thanks for the info and through the sub my way. I appreciate it. Yet George gets to a wizard mode and forgets to log in. Tom Hanks, we got there. We got back. We got back. We got back on ball 1. The best level. That is a very fun level up. I need to re-enable a whole bunch of those. We've been so focused on Death Lab recently. I have to really refocus on re-adding and getting more level up stuff in there again. Remember the Dark Ages when you beat a pin and nobody was there to see it? Yeah. Remember I backed off of social media? I'm trying really hard to get into a place where like you do things because you want to do them, not because to get feedback. Also, I doom scroll and I hate that I doom scroll. So now I just scroll through for sale ads on Pinside and home sales in my area. Somehow that's better. At Free Gold Watch, we've seen people chase scores way more than achievement hunting. We almost never hear about achievements, and the scoreboard we have really helps with earnings. That makes a lot of sense. So, Manu, when you're, I get that there's a lot of people go progression and a lot of people go scoring. On location, and this is, you may have missed it earlier, but we were talking about games that were good for location and games that were good for home. And I think there are some games that are fantastic for location because they're great for scores, right? Like they handle scoring really well, so they're good in the competitive scene. I guess I don't like the competitive score chasing side of things. And I want to, you know how we early on in the stream we would say like this game is bolted to the floor, it's never leaving, and a week later it would be gone. I say that with a certain amount of I've been doing this for 6 years, and I feel like I don't think I've ever once been like, I want to chase some high score. It hasn't happened naturally. It's just not there, weirdly, for me, and it hasn't. I'm not saying it won't happen in the future. Maybe I get the competitive bug like Frisco. Frisco got it and is in it and is now in the scene and is ranked in the top like 500 or the top 1,000. And I understand to some extent some of the drive, the competitive nature for score chasing or for playing in competition. There is an aspect I love, which is searching as a software developer, you can find bugs in the code. So, but not QA testing. You're doing it because you want to take advantage of those bugs. So it's almost like penetration testing. There's a better way to describe it. And there's a part of me that if I was going to get into score chasing, I love that idea because when we had, anytime we had Escher over here, that's kind of how he talked about what he did with his dad constantly is to play these games so many times through where you understand the code and then you can begin to anticipate where the coders may have missed something. Like, let's say there's a multi-ball and the multi-ball never caps what the max jackpot can be. So if you can find some simple shot to abuse it, and get your jackpot up high, add a multiplier, and suddenly every jackpot is scoring billions. I love that. I love that idea, and I think I could get behind that. But right now, I don't think I can get into scoring. Hold on, still making it. Maybe that's why I like achievements. I know I'll never be top of the leaderboard, but it still gives me something to aim for outside of just progression. Dice, I get that, yeah. Hi. How are you? You're very cold, yeah. Chat, this is Jay-Z. Jay-Z, this is chat. Oh, because it's doing eye tracking? So if I go here, you see it's kind of following my eyes. The camera's doing eye tracking. Pin Monk, welcome. What's the temp here? It was 42 today. In the garage, it's 70 because of this fantastic heater I have right here. It's an oil-based heater, and I'll turn it on about midday, and it brings the entire garage up to temp. It's amazing in here. Are you kidding me? Oh, I did turn it on later, but it's still caught up. It's really nice in there. All right. Jay-Z's back. She was on vacation. Not really vacation. She traveled. How about that? Yes. She got to hang out with family. So I'm still behind. Well, no, I'm fine. I'm almost caught up. Alan says, hey, Manu. Whenever I start doom scrolling, I have to grab a book off my to-read pile and get through at least the first 2 chapters. Dice, I like that. Have you doom scrolled? Okay.
But it's weird how, even though, I don't have it easily accessible, if I'm searching for something, my brain will just, whoop, and then I'm like, no.
Yeah, you just start falling into a doom scroll.
Well, no, and not even doom scrolling. It's I will click on the Instagram app without even thinking about it.
You're gonna have to go over there. Go over there, Casey.
I will click on the Instagram app without even thinking about it, and then I'll close it down. Like it's just muscle memory that I visually see the Instagram app, and then I just no, that's not what I'm doing. It is so interesting. Your brain just doesn't even activate.
Yeah.
So
You just do it. Without even thinking about it, which is why, once again, I'm so happy. Not going to be there. It's not going to be that way forever. Pin Monk saying that's addiction.
Yeah, the science and the studies show that that they're
digital serotonin. Are you able to see the chat? You are. Cool.
Yeah, okay. That it is incredibly addictive, and the creators know that it is incredibly addictive.
They do that on purpose.
Yes,
yeah, that's the goal.
Yep.
Is to give you that just little bit of a serotonin boost so you scroll up and then hit the next one and maybe not. And they time, I'm willing to bet that they time the serotonin to where you have a little bit too much and then they hit you with an ad.
Right. Well, and so with ADHD and having a depletion of dopamine, you get that kick. So social media doesn't cause ADHD. ADHD trends towards social media.
Well, Pin Monk pointing out that they have teams, psychiatrists specifically dedicated to figuring out how to addict people faster.
Yeah, and
better.
Which is funny because what was it a long time ago? It's similar to the American Express thing. If you've ever tried to cancel your American Express card, they put you on the phone with a psychiatrist to talk about or psychologist to talk about what you're really losing out on. Hi.
I mean, if we're gonna chat, now people can see.
Yes.
Yeah.
So yes, the whole the world is fudged.
The world's in a weird state right now.
Yeah.
Oh, there's an error message here somewhere. Oh, the YouTube quota has been exceeded. I wonder what that means.
For free streaming.
Hold on. We're going to kill Restream and then I'm going to reopen Restream. Also, hey, Sound of a Tone, welcome. I got to catch up. There was a couple of things said. Manu said, hey, and then he said, George, you are leaning home player and less score competitor, and so do I. Yeah, that makes a lot of sense. I think that's where I'm at. I believe the term you're looking for as a programmer is strategy. It's different. It's not, as a programmer, there's a, like, looking for 0-day flaws in exploits. There you go. That's it. Higher Peanut got it in the next line. I like the idea of perhaps using scoring as a mechanism to identify exploits in pinball code. Alan says, by the way, this is Alan, like, from all the shows, Alan. The guy who walks around with tequila and the backpack.
Yes.
Yeah.
I'm like Alan from the show's Alan, like Alan.
Yes. Deadpool and Maiden are 100% bolted to my floor. Chopping block at my house would be Meteor, Abracadabra, and Food, but I don't know where I'd go with my next purchase. Leaning towards Jaws, but if D&D is what I hope it is, it's a no-brainer. Right, because Alan is a D&D player. Okay, so now I think I can scroll back down. Both my kids got raised with no Facebook allowed. As adults, they chose to continue not using Facebook Insta.
My kids were not allowed to have it also until 18.
Yeah.
And like the only thing they were allowed to have was Pinterest. And Alex had it for a little while until she went through security training in the military. And then deleted it. And Vic had it also for a little while. And now they both default to Snapchat. Because it just the low, footprint, low digital footprint.
Right, because it naturally gets rid of your conversations. Is that what Snapchat does?
Yes. So the impermanence of it.
I like that. When I was a kid, my mother banned me from Facebook, Instagram, MySpace, Friendster, Google Plus. Do you guys remember Google Plus? Like back when Google was like, "Hey, we can be cool too."
Yeah, it's like,
remember +1?
Yeah,
like
they're just like trying to make fetch happen.
Yeah, we're trying to make fetch happen. I love that.
Remember when you call your friend's house and their parents picked up the phone and you just had to talk to them?
Until your friend got to the phone?
Yep. That's.
Did you give up reading it?
No,
halfway
it
through?
like blended in with the background there.
Okay.
Like there was a light portion and I couldn't read it.
Okay.
A good bumper. What?
Had to talk to them until your friend got to the phone. A good bumper to learn how to hold conversations you may not want to have, but they're happening anyway.
Yes, I used to call my friend Amanda's house and I'd go, "Hi, is Amanda there?" And her dad would go, "Yes." Did you want to talk to her?
Oh, you want to talk to her, right? I'm sure you can.
Yeah.
Would you like to?
Can I please speak with Amanda? Yeah.
Back before Google was overtly evil. Yeah.
I mean, I don't know. Like Google's always wanted to use the algorithm to build ads. I swear, I remember in like 2008 or somewhere around there that the College Humor created an animated satirical thing called the Google toilet that like Google would start to advertise for you. Like, you seem to be low on fiber.
I remember that like meme style ad.
Yes.
Google, you may have enslaved the entire world, but you're still a damn fine search engine. You know, what's interesting is I'm starting to go to ChatGPT before I go to Google.
Interesting.
And as somebody who like, I remember using Google when you could search within these results, and that's how you would narrow down your search. You would do like a 4-part search and get to like 4 or 5 web pages, not 4 or 5 million, and think like, oh, there's only 4 or 5 million web pages that have this content, but you could get it down to 4 or 5.
Right.
And then they took that feature away.
Right.
I think it's back now, though. You can search again within these results, and of course, there's always the shortcuts.
They're using their internal AI.
Pinmonk is using Perplexity and ChatGPT for search now. Way better. Yep.
It's not
even great at search anymore. Oh yeah, the ads are ridiculous. Like Also, trying to teach an 11-year-old to identify a search result versus an ad. Like, and I can tell immediately just based on how it's done. I'm like, ad. Don't just ignore. I just ignore ads. I don't even see ads anymore.
Right.
Especially with like videos.
Well, it's like the whole first page is sponsored.
Yeah.
content.
Sponsored. Skip. I'm not doing anything with sponsorships ever.
Right.
Now, what sucks is Facebook gets me. And it's irritating how often like Facebook recommends something and I'm like, I need
That's your cookies.
that thing.
Yep. Well, and it's so funny. Like, I was talking to some family members this weekend, and we're like, obviously, social media is just an augmented version of your own voice and your own opinion and your own style being presented back to you in a slightly different way that you think it's new information. But it's just reaffirming the belief systems that you already have in place. So essentially, we've all become puppies that bark at ourselves in the mirror. Like, who's that stranger? Bark, bark, bark.
Yeah.
That's,
I mean, maybe that's related to what Dice just said, which is speaking of not doing anything with sponsorships, I love the refreshing taste of Dr. Pepper as much as the next person.
Nuprin.
Little, yellow.
Effective.
Effective.
So somebody brought up this weekend Blue Sky. Have you heard of it?
Blue Sky. Oh, yeah, the biking trail, Blue Sky in Fort Collins.
Well, also evidently a communication platform.
It's the new Twitter, says Dice and Pinmonk.
Yeah.
Hold on. Oh, no. Why? Oh, my God. Left Twitter. I'm like, let me go check it out. Shoot, I'm not doing social media.
I'm not. Yeah. That is what my family members have recommended we go to stay in contact with each other in lieu of the metaverse. Hi, MPT3K.
I kind of want to go back to when Facebook was like just a great way to post things to your family and keep everyone up to date with like pics of your kids. I want that again without the ads. And I realize that there's no money to be made with ads. Without ads being involved. I don't know how to get there.
Create a combined Dropbox and have everybody update their files to a Dropbox.
Is Twitter with none of the bad things that make it Twitter? Hold on, still catching back up. You have to put the domain of the it's common to search for an article and they will not show you the source of the article, but other places that have picked it up. Hold on, got to keep going back up. I'd scatter leaves to the wind and divine the results before turning to LLMs for accurate results. Got it. It's common to search for an article and not get the source. You have to put the domain of the place that originated the article in the search to get the actual original article link. Yeah, that's kind of interesting. So I don't know yet when I won't use LLMs, like when it doesn't make sense and when it does make sense. But I know I'm relying on ChatGPT. Sorry?
Limited language model?
Yeah. Large language model.
Large limited.
Large,
I was
limited.
thinking
Totally the
limited
same
liable corporation.
I don't know that I'm there yet. I just know that I'm leaning much more heavily towards ChatGPT, especially when I'm asking it to large language model.
Marge. I called her large.
Especially when I need code or something solved, or I want something creative returned in response. I'm not. Oftentimes, I'm not always looking for like a specific piece of information. Like I'd struggle, I think, if I was looking for news. But if I want to know how to do something in programming, it's actually a lot easier now. Or if I come across a problem, like if I get an error message in .NET, posting that in ChatGPT gets me better, consistent results than me searching for 10 minutes on Stack Overflow. Blue Sky is amazing for news. Best feeds for news. Okay.
I mean, I'm still doing Reddit, so I know you are. What?
I have never gotten into Reddit. I couldn't even tell you why. It's like a massive thread where people can just post stuff, and it's really hard to navigate.
Yeah, it is. It is messy. What was it before Reddit? Do you remember? It was like where the
Something with a D. What was before Reddit? And it was the guy who created it is in pinball. Dig it.
Dig it.
Is it dig it?
Dig.
Yeah. There you go.
Yeah, where like it was just a continuous feed, and the more popular subjects, the text would get bigger. So.
Okay, Sound of a Tone used ChatGPT and Perplexity for debugging .NET and C# errors. I used it today, in fact.
Awesome. Yeah, honestly, like at work, right before I left, one of the last messages was on the DeepSeek AI platform and how it's not to be used. And I asked the question, I'm like, if the workplace is encouraging more use of AI platforms, then and they're saying don't use this one, is there a list or guidance of what to use versus what not to use? And sure enough, yep, there is.
That list is always going to be out of date.
Yes.
Its AI is changing daily. Daily, it is changing.
Obvi.
My son accidentally introduced bad code into Perplexity, and it's still giving his wrong answer for the code question he originally asked. He thinks it's funny. I like it. You've taught the AI incorrectly, and you can still see the impacts of your bad information embedded in the model.
Absolutely. You just need to know what
Deep in the heart of Texas. That's
you're
awesome.
looking for.
I'm gonna flip back over though to
All right.
pinball.
Well, I am gonna bid you go
Sorry, you're
unpack.
gonna what?
Bid you adieu.
Bid you adieu. I heard vijay.
That's because I was talking to you about animal weaponry earlier.
Yes, you were. That was a very interesting conversation. Whether or not I wanted to hear about these things,
Well,
I got to
gotta
hear
tell
about
somebody,
these things.
George, and you were the only person here.
Cool.
I'm sure I could always call your sister and share the information with her, and she would find it extremely fascinating.
Oh, sorry. So two things. Alan, I'm going to come back to your question. But before I do that, while Jay-Z is still here, did you finish The Future by Naomi Alderman? Yes. Finish The Future. It was...
Speaking of animal weaponry.
I don't want to give away anything.
Yeah,
but there's some
spoiler
real
alert.
problems with the plot that I like the overall story, but when you sum it down to like what the statements it was trying to make, I feel like it fell short. Like it needed some more time in the oven to create a better story with less holes in it. It was a good, I'm going to say it was a good book. I would give it somewhere between 3 and 4 stars out of 5.
Okay.
So I would put it up on the higher side. I was just...
So there were some like chemical details, having worked in the industry before, that like back when we first started.
No, I'm not concerned about chemicals. But unless you're saying you also had issues.
No, that was one thing that you had brought up was even though like when you went back and read it, you were like, that scene was pretty cool with the refrigerant.
Oh yeah, that was super cool. But it was that was before I realized how. So, man,
There's so many
I don't want to give it away. It's a newer book. It hasn't been out there for 20 years.
Yeah, there's plot twists in it that like people would have to read that you do not want to
Give
ruin.
away. Yeah, it's a spoil.
And honestly, like between that and Naomi Alderman's other book, The Power, which you saw me watching the show after I read the book.
Yeah, I wasn't a fan.
I know. But I don't know. It is a very...
I didn't know that was the same person that did The Power. Makes so much sense. The statements Naomi was
thanks.
trying to make about who's ultimately responsible for all the evil in the world with The Future is also similarly like just blanket awful statements about things from The Power, which are the things that irritated me. So it makes a lot of sense in my mind that the same author wrote both of those books.
So to a degree.
But before you go into it, this isn't the book club episode. And I feel like, when you say that, like, no, I just want to say this one thing and then call the conversation done. I don't like doing that. So
Well, but
go ahead
that's
and
what
finish
you
what
just
you're going to
did.
say. Yeah, that's it. So finish what you're going to say, but then we unless we do a book club episode on the future and we get people interested in listening into that, we'd probably have to do a Discord call for that.
Yeah, absolutely. I agree. And honestly, like I am a big fan of the state. It was the amount of satire that was embedded in the statements that the author was making to break up the mundanity of a dystopian type future. I appreciated. I appreciated the chat room banter and also the relationships between the different characters. So also like the Matchbox thingy. What was the thingy? The Matchbox tic-tac-toe.
How they describe how LLMs operate. LLMs don't understand what they're being asked, and they don't understand what they're outputting. And in the future, there was a beautiful chapter dedicated to explaining very visually how LLMs operate today in a very simple way. But that's still how LLMs operate, which is also why the industry as a whole feels like LLMs are kind of a joke. They feel very powerful, but they will be nothing compared to AGI, which evidently OpenAI had a breakthrough almost a week ago, and they say they've gotten to what will be advanced or powerful artificial intelligence. So I'm guessing we're going to get to see glimpses of it in the next month or so.
You think so, huh?
Did I cut you off there?
No.
Okay.
No, I was reading the Ready Player One.
Oh, yeah. Ready Player One was awesome. What was Ready Player? Oh, Benjamin. Ready Player Two was not good. Sorry, talking about books. Yeah, we can keep going there. What was the other one? Somebody talked about
We're
Armada.
an Onyx Storm. Oh.
Yeah. So that guy's name was Eric
Ernst.
No, the writer. We met him in Denver. I got him to sign I have a first edition Ready Player One that I got him to sign.
Oh, the author of Ready Player
the
One?
author. He also did the script to a cool movie about like nerds and dorks. It was like Star Trek versus Star Wars.
Ernest
Klein. Thank you, Dice. Yeah. So super cool person, like just a complete nerd, and came to Denver. He was driving around the U.S. in a DeLorean.
Sorry, I could just for the love of God, plunge the ball.
Oh, going back. Wait a second. Alan. The Titan Evo chair, 2 thumbs up. It's a very comfortable chair. And on top of that, I got that used. It was like a late night deal where I gave somebody $200 for the chair.
You can get a VCR for $10
instead of $600
if you're
brand
up at the
new.
right hour.
Like literally backed up our things. Like, you got the cash? And I'm like, I see you got the chair. Can I check it out really quick? And he was like, you got the cash? I'm like, yeah, I got the cash. Let me just check out the chair.
Like scratching his arm. While
Chair's awesome. And on top of that, I'm getting the Arcane Jinx cover. So I ordered that. I think it gets delivered in another month or so. So I know, Alan, it was a steal. The guy was getting rid of it. He's like, I've had it for 2 years. I got a new chair. He wanted $350, and I talked him down over 3 weeks to $200. And he's like, yeah, that's fine, but you got to pick it up tonight.
you got to feed that social media habit. Got any more of that social media?
Yes. Okay. Frisco, by the way, hi, welcome. We were just talking about you. Are we going to plunge? Yes.
All right. Good night.
Good night.
Brush my twofers.
All right. Thank you so much for helping us digress.
Yes.
Yeah.
Oh, that warmth is lovely.
And music. Oh my, Alan, Arcane is amazing. Why were you talking about me? Now I have to watch the VOD. It was the different styles of playing and how you can be really interested in progression or points and it was I wanted to put a caveat that I've been doing this for like 7 years now, playing pinball, and at no point have I been like, I want to focus on points. I think maybe Rush was one of the only times I've ever really enjoyed going for points, because the modes kind of fed you in a way to, like, it behooved you to put up cool points while you were completing the modes. I would say that is the only time I've ever been like, yay, points, I'm really enjoying this. Otherwise, I just want to get to the end of every game and be like, done. And I never need to have it again. And I said, but with a caveat that could change. A really good example was Frisco, who was grabbing these games. You started your collection, and then you suddenly decided that you were going to start playing competitively, and you went all in, and now you're in the top 1,000. So that was the reference, is that I wanted to, in the same way that I no longer say any game is bolted to the floor, in the same way that, like, I don't like anything but progression now, and it's been coming up on 7 years of nothing but progression, but who knows? That could change. Yeah, I found my end game for this hobby, competitive pinball. Yep. TPF hype. Oh man, I'm so excited for TPF. I don't know that I'm going, but I'm excited at the prospect that I may be able to go. You were talking to Josh Sharp about it at Indus. Bring your stars to TPF. Yes. Well, I mean, I'll be driving out there. I could bring my stars. Wait, Frisco, do you want to buy my stars, or you just want me to bring it? Yes. Oh, well, I mean, that would justify, in my mind, coming out no matter what. Yeah, we got to start over. This we just ruined a decent game. Yeah, it's off the market. I just, like, I had a couple of people kind of lowball me on price, and I'm like, you know what? I love the game. I don't want to get rid of it. I just want newer games with depth. Like, I love playing it, but I hate streaming it, and it's taking up a good chunk of the garage. George saved it for you, Chris. Yeah, Hollywood nailed it. Yeah, I saved it. Yeah, don't take a lowball offer for it. I kind of want X-Men or D&D. I know, I want D&D. But I want to play D&D. Here, and we were talking about it, Frisco, to catch you back up. I think X-Men has the potential to be an amazing game, because the layout is awesome. This is so fun to shoot, but the code needs to get there. And as Methadone and others were saying, has Stern really messed up the code on any games? No. And this is, by the way, the long of how we got to Frisco in the conversation earlier. They haven't messed anything up, but they've created a lot of games that for me are like, I want to rent them. I don't want to own them. And I'm afraid that X-Men and D&D may be great examples of games that would be great to rent when the code's done, to have them in-house, to play them for 3 months a lot, and then I probably don't ever need to do it again. They're not a Jurassic Park. They're not a Jaws. Jaws has a lot of depth. I want good depth, and they're not Bond, let's say, which has, you have to complete 33 freaking modes in order to beat the game. Okay, so, oh man, Pinmonk has a D&D Pro coming. You caved. I get it. It's Dungeons and Dragons. I feel like the majority of the people here in the chat right now have probably played a good amount of Dungeons and Dragons. And it hits that spot. You know, it's like when you bite into something sweet and it hits the corner. That's not a great feeling, but whatever. It's a massive serotonin release. Hold on, wait. I played a ton of X-Men at Indisc, and I really enjoyed it, but that code is subpar. The code is not great. When the code gets there, it will be awesome. Kiwi, such positive thinking. I hope it is. I hope there is a lot of depth to this game. There's not enough code right now. X-Men is already sub 10,000, which is great for me. The Pro is stacked for D&D. It is. There's no reason to go premium in my mind. And I was talking to the guy I rent games from today, and he's saying, I haven't heard this anywhere else, but he was saying that there's a bunch of issues with the Dragon Head right now. Has anybody else heard about that? They rushed X-Men. It will get there. D&D is going to take things to the next level. Tough to decide. One has shots, the other has badass code potential. I hope they both have both. Like all day it's taken over Pinside. Yeah, the dragon is, oh my god. It's literally on fire. Wait, did you just use literally but mean figuratively? Or is it actually on fire? Okay, Kiwi is playing X-Men. Yeah, we're gonna play X-Men. We're gonna do the thing. Okay. Burning up the pin, some smoke and a spark. Okay. So is that just on the premium or is that the pro and the premium? Micro momentary fire, if you will. Ah. Woohoo! Premium LE only. Okay, excellent. Yeah, pro all the way. Just do pros. Why? That's my favorite shot. Cool. Obviously intentional there. Dwight said the production line was cabling the wires too tight, so it's messing something up. Stern says they have a fix already with a new adapter. Okay. And Ghost Flipper, thanks for playing with the colors. It's special effects. Yeah, it's real fire for the fire-breathing dragon. Gomez talked about it breathing fire. He got his wish. It now breathes fire. Oh, come on. But the Node 10 board is the core issue in that it has little protection from intermittent connections. Ah, crap. Fantasy Island type twist for Gomez. Got what he wished for, just not in the way he expected. I love it. Yeah, no, I wanted to breathe real fire. Come on, Gomez. Don't do that. Don't be that guy. It's funny. I don't believe in anything supernatural, but there is one thing I won't do. And it's funny because I tell my kid all the time, like, be careful what you wish for, because there is a part of me that says if there is anything supernatural, it's going to be something devious that's going to give you exactly what you wished for at that one wrong moment where if you got what you wish for, your life would somehow be ruined. That is my... nothing that I can't be proven with science except that one weird belief. You're saying the simulation is twisted. Yes, I'm saying the simulation is for certain very twisted. Sure, we'll take that. George, what's your character in D&D? I'm a blue dragonborn fighter. With the new updates, I can take freaking flight. So I just got my new copy of the 2024 5th edition Player's Handbook. I honestly haven't used it yet. I'm not in an active game right now, but the last time I played, I almost always run games. I'm always put in a position where I have to DM the game. But I love playing a different character every time. So oh, come on. For example, I love playing the kind of character who is very opposite, or doesn't have to be opposite per se, but just not a character that you can play easily. Darn it, how do I say that? I think people, when they start playing D&D, they want to create a character that is them. Like they want to play as themselves in the game. And I find that to be pretty standard for when people start up, but I find that people do a much better job of role playing when they are put into playing a character that specifically isn't them. So I really enjoy playing the Drax style character personally. So somebody big and muscular, let's say, who struggles in some mental way to kind of keep up with the conversation. I feel like that makes for some really entertaining gameplay and for some really interesting situations that can pop up. I also really like playing somebody with a high, like let's say a high charisma or a high intelligence, but a very low wisdom. So think the Nutty Professor is a really good example of someone who has that kind of persona or ability. So when it comes to characters, I like playing people that create that can create really good storylines, or fail in spectacular ways, or succeed in really spectacular ways. You want to not self-insert. Higher Peanut, exactly. Come on, we need to hit. There we go. That one. Returning to the past. You got what he wished for, just not in the way he expected. Got it. Yeah, we're all good. We're good. We're all caught up. I'm actually caught up on chat. That I feel like is almost a first for the night. That sucked. That hit the funny bone and bounced over the little flipper. We need a little bit more whiskey. Wow, man, that missed on. Well, that means it's time for me to go. Oh, with the whiskey. Got it. Got it. And now we're in a multi-ball. Yeah, there we go. Crap, we just added another multi-ball to this. All right, there we go. Pin Monk, have a great night. Thank you so much for hanging out. That's great. I love it. I recently bought dice and a couple of character molds that I can't paint. I've got the new 2025 handbook, that you can paint, and have been playing in the same campaign for 2 years. That's awesome. God. Wow, that sucked. And have been, our DM is super experienced and does a fantastic job. Finding a good DM is always awesome. It makes the game if you can find someone who can do a good job of reacting, that really gets into playing the different characters. I love voices. If you can do somebody with specific voices, I think it's great. Or that ends up just really getting into the characters. Yep. All right, what do we want? We want there. Nope. Okay. Done. 4 shots right in a row. Seriously, the combos in this are insane. Okay. There's one. Woo-hoo-hoo-hoo. We got 2 shots. Yeah, his wife takes detailed notes and everything gets posted to our Discord. We try to play every Friday night. Such an awesome time. If you know, you know. Yep. Ah. Yeah, I miss it. Man, I was in an amazing Star Wars campaign for like 5 years. We had such a good time. I miss it. Okay. Like, find that shot. Darn it. Oh my god. We played very little pinball tonight. And yeah, I barely would say that we're playing pinball right now. But it's 11:42. And I started shortly after 10 o'clock. Crap, a little late. There it is. Man, let's find the shot. There it is. All right, so we got, nope, we're still in the future. Okay. Okay. Good. Now we're back in the past. And is it me or did that fall off? I think that fell off. Test, welcome. How deep do these custom D&D play tables get? I don't know that how deep with the drawers and whatnot. Oh, I had, before I got divorced, I had a fantastic dedicated D&D table. And it was awesome. They do get crazy. I mean, it's really easy to spend like 10 grand on a dedicated table. And yes, they can get super deep. So mine allowed me to have minis. We could leave the minis on the table and then cover it. And then have dinner on top of that. So it was, I want to say 6 to 8 inches of depth inside the table. It was awesome. And Methadone says, if I got into D&D, I'd want to hang out with cool people and not nerds. What's the chance of that? You get a good mix, Methadone. You be the cool person amongst all the nerds. Vehicle destroyed. Fastball special. Yep, that felt bad. So my cousin Preston is a huge board game guy. I've been learning so many different skill sets over the years playing all types of board games. At his house, he probably has 400 games in his game room with a badass gaming table, all the expansions, 3D printed accessories, the whole package. We know Press from the stream. That one I don't know. So I talked about I had a big like 8-person dining table that you could take off all these leaves and then you could play inside that table. I have kind of one of those again, but now it's a coffee table that has 3 pieces that go on top that like slide on top. So the top flips, and then there's 3 big pieces that go on that create a much larger, higher table. And then it has that much depth and a massive play area for board games in that. Oh, Preston. Thank you. Yeah, from Pinball Mafia. Yeah. Oh, wait, is Preston? Oh, that Preston. Sorry, I didn't connect the dots. Preston from Pinball Mafia, though. Really? There it is. Man, this game is all about finding Midtown. If you can find consistently Midtown, you're doing okay. Okay. That did not hit well.
Nobody said it would be easy. Nobody said that it would all be fine. But to get where we're going, brother, you gotta hold the line. It ain't a matter of if,
All right, and still didn't get there. Missed it by that much. I needed to trust. I did not trust. Clearly the best player in the group and the best beard. A great big bushy beard. Preston does have quite the beard. We got 1 mission success. I guess let's just go through and try and do the challengings.
if you're looking for a sign, remember everybody that stood up before you, all they hold the line. They wanna tell you you're crazy, put these screens on and rob you blind. When they call out the movement, don't trip, just hold the line.
I mean, I saved it, but then I lost it immediately thereafter. I like the Magneto action on this game. It doesn't tend to throw it into danger. I agree. Magneto's great. There's the only thing I don't like about this. I should say that. There are 2 things I don't like. Let me show you what happens here. It will happen, but there is a lot of this weird bouncing that can happen. This right here. I can't stand that. Like, sometimes it'll happen 4 or 5 times and it just slows the game down. So between these 2 guys, they like bounce and come over here and bounce and then bounce and bounce and bounce and finally you get the ball back. Like that is the only thing I'd say about playing the game that I don't like. And then of course the rule set on it is still so early. Oh, I'm still in the same game. Darn it. Man. All right, are we done with these 3 balls? I'd like to start over. That wasn't great. Yeah, there we go. There's 1. And 2. All right, come on. We got this. There's green. Oh, wow, it gave me that, though. It actually gave me the credit. I'll take it. Probably needed to flip on that one there. The slow bounce isn't like the 4 pops of TS4, though. There's still some nudging and attention needed, where Uncanny XMEN has the slow bounces around. Sure. I like the Danger Room skill shot in this game. Left flipper, Danger Room shot, then up the ramp to escape. I hope they build on that Luke JP. Okay. The Luke JP. I'm gonna try for the whatever that shot is called. That is so tough. Or not. Whatevs. I do what I want. Hey, Razor, have a great night. Thank you so much for hanging out. Yeah, this stuff right here. Just it's a little frustrating. That's all. Okay. Also that. Who needs it? Left ramp, come on. There it is. There it is. Oh, test Bishop, hold on. So...
My mind is human.
I feel like the character faces don't give me the feeling of strong connection or emotion.
I am the first of my kind.
Oh, yeah, I totally missed that.
But I will not be the last.
Wait, in this game? Wow. All right. Have you ever done the 5 in a row downtown skill shot? I mean, just loop downtown 5 in a row. We could do that really quick, I feel like. Let's just do that right now.
First of its kind.
Nope. Or not.
Be the last. First of its kind. Be the last.
1, 2. Nope. Yeah, it's got to be the skill shot, I'm guessing, at the beginning.
My mind. Human. 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 Be the last. Human. Human.
What do I want to hit right now? I'm going to go there.
I'm the first of my kind.
Ski jump.
Human. Human. Be the last.
All right, I would love a little bit of control. I'll take that. Sign out. Welcome to the stream. Good morning. Remember, don't panic flip. Thank you. Oh.
I am the first of my kind, but I will not be the last.
Got it. All right, this one, I think you just want to hit the green one as much as possible. I don't know.
First of my kind.
So you have to hold in the left flipper on the plunge and then got it. All right, so we're gonna try it.
My mind. Be the last.
Nope.
My mind. Human.
Oh, downtown, not midtown. Got it. Okay.
Be the last.
5-way combo on down. Which one's downtown? Uptown. Oh, that one.
I am the first of my kind.
That shot right there.
Human. Be the last.
Okay. We're gonna go for it right there. Got it. 2. I just want to see if I can do it. 3, 4, 5. There we go. So we can hit it 5 times.
My mind is human.
That loopy shot 5 times in a row off the plunge. Okay, but we did do it. I mean, like, it's easy peasy. 5 times in a row.
Candlelights and empty souls quietly behind the doors are bleeding us just for fun. Men of power.
The loopy shot stopped working on location pretty fast, unfortunately. Oh man, this one feels sweet. Or the loopy. It is a double loop. It's an awesome shot. And if you ever watched Danger do his design streams, like that was there in his initial design was the double loop. All right, returning to the past. Yeah, that was cool. Very quick. You know, if you get 3 in a row, you should get some sort of an award. Kind of like Star Trek. Darn it. Hey, we got our extra ball. That's cool. Yeah, this game is very sensitive to setup. Just right and get everything working without balls flying off the rails and breaking everywhere. Ah. Okay. Sure. There we go. We brought multi-ball into this mode. Got another extra ball. Ah.
Laundry day, see you there. Under things tumbling. Wanna say
Okay, so we did facility raid, sentinel multi-ball. Yeah, okay, we finished the mode.
with my freeze ray, I will stop the world.
Really?
With my freeze ray, I will find the time to find the words to tell you how you make.
Next time you're on the computer working and need some background music, Pretty Lights just dropped an 8-hour mix for free on YouTube. Alan, I have been to 3 Pretty Lights concerts. I love Pretty Lights.
Freeze ray, I will stop. It's not a death.
Kind of jammed up.
An ice beam, that's all Johnny Snow. I just think you need time.
I'm gonna wait.
To know that I'm the guy
Nope.
to make it real.
And we're on ball 3.
You don't dare
It's okay. You know what?
I'll bend the world to our will.
We're good.
And we'll make time stand still.
We're gonna call it for the evening. It is after midnight. Thank you all for hanging out. Also for the really engaging chat halfway through. Jay-Z came down. You could not be a bigger fan. I'll send you a pic. Oh my God. Yes. Alan said, send me a pic of your truck.
No, I love the
I'm a big fan. I have records. I've been to the concerts. I was at the Belly Up Aspen when it was Pretty Lights. They had a couple of opening bands. I don't even remember who they were, but Pretty Lights was there, and they were playing in parallel with the Black Eyed Peas. They were playing at a show just down the street for the X Games. And then one of the Black Eyed Peas came over to the Belly Up, just walked out on stage and started rapping to Pretty Lights, continuing to mix music. And he's like, okay, I'm just gonna keep doing my thing. And it didn't work at all, but it was hilarious. and it was so unique. So Pinball Princess Jillian, welcome to the stream. Good to see you. I hope you're having a fantastic night. We're just getting ready to sign off, talking about Pretty Lights, and man, I have so many, like Pretty Lights just falls really nicely into what I think of as like trip hop, and that's my standard go-to, like Grammatic, Pretty Lights, Elliot Lip, Little People. It's like another 10 bands I would probably throw into that group. Honestly, Wu-Tang without the rap is like perfect trip hop music. Just the beats and everything are awesome. But Pretty Lights is up there. Yeah, I remember the first time I heard Pretty Lights, I was at a restaurant in downtown Fort Collins here in Colorado, and I heard this on the radio, and I'm like, this is cool. This is very chill. I like it. And yes, sign out. We are getting ready to sign out for the night. And I'm like, I need to find this music. And it was before I had Shazam on a phone, and I could just Shazam who it was. And I ended up having a great conversation for like 20 minutes with the guy behind the counter. It was a sandwich shop, but it was at a butcher shop. So I ended up just chatting with the butcher, and he was explaining about Pretty Lights and why he was such a fan. And yeah, just all went downhill from there. You're clearly listening to the same Pandora as me. Yep, Alan, we probably have the same trip hop Pandora station. It would not surprise me in the least. You guys have a fantastic Tuesday night. Off tomorrow. We'll be back on Thursday, maybe throwing down on some more X-Men. Remember, games are switching out quite a bit this weekend. X-Men is leaving. We're expecting to get Pulp Fiction in any day. I got the shipment notification, so I'm just waiting for the shipping company to coordinate drop-off with me. Should be any day. I'm very excited. And we're getting 007 and John Wick in as well. So, yeah, just exciting times. Sound of Its Own. Oh, man, love Pretty Lights. I think I Can See It in Your Face is my favorite. Good times. Thanks for the stream. Love the sudden switch to a jazz vibe. Yep. All good stuff. You guys have a good one. See ya.